Coming up in this episode, Shaul talks about the deal that broke down as it was practically done to move away from Hull. Applegarth talks Wakefield business in pre-season. But there's more injury news for Tom Trbojevic. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. So, where do we begin? Well, it's Manly Sea Eagles, as the news that Tom Trbojevic has suffered another training ground injury on his road to recovery after his 2022 season was abruptly ended barely before it began. After suffering a shoulder injury that's ended his 2022 season on round 11, which saw him miss the 2022 Origin season for the Blues and also the Rugby League World Cup, Tom Trbojevic has been sent for precautionary scans after suffering a suspected hamstring injury at training on Wednesday. News Corp report the 26-year-old suffered the injury to his right leg as he slowed down on a run. And what seeming like he knows what the injury was bad, he reportedly sat on the ground afterwards with his head in his hands, then limped from the field. Sea Eagles CEO Tom Mestrov could not reveal the severity of the injury, but confirmed Trbojevic had been sent for scans. Tom didn't finish the training session and has gone off for precautionary scans. Can't say any more, Mestrov told News Corp. It's been all change in the pre-season for the Sea Eagles with a new coach in place, and Trbojevic was looking to pick up where he left off before round 11 so that he can go ahead full tilt and lead the charge for Manly for the 2023 season. Trbojevic has battled a chronic left hamstring injury over his career. However, it is understood the latest injury is his right one, the same hamstring he interested after the Corso incident in the lead up to the 2021 season. It's a bitter blow for the club, and one that he and the club did not want, after a horror end to the 2022 season, which saw head coach Ted Hasler sacked in a fallout from the infamous Pride jersey saga. The mess concerned Trbojevic, who had an emergency meeting with his manager Paul Sutton to discuss his future. I apologise for the slip there. Trbojevic decided to stick solid with Manly and reassured fans earlier this month, declaring that he was very happy at the club and was looking forward to working with new head coach Anthony Seibold. New head coach Seibold's NRL career was resurrected when the Sea Eagles signed him on a 3-year deal after a stint with England Rugby Union as their defensive coach. Now, depending on the outcome of the scans, Seibold faces the prospect of starting the season without his most influential and important player. Whether you're a Manly supporter or not, you'd like to see the best players on the pitch to entertain you while watching the game at home or in the stadium facing against or for the team you support. Trbojevic is definitely one of those players, right up there with the very, very best playing today. We wish him luck on his recovery. May it just be a speed bump in the road to overall success. There was a time at the end of last season that in 2022 it was going to be the last time that Jaime Shaul put on the black and white and definitely depart Hull FC. After being shunned from his fullback position by then head coach Brett Hodgson, Shaul moved out on loan to Super League rivals Wakefield Trinity, where he became Willie Poachin's first choice fullback in the absence of their regular fullback Max Jowett. The 30-year-old played 6 times for Wakefield under Willie poaching, and it looked as though a deal for 2023 had been concluded until it all went silent on the Wakefield and Hull front. Negotiations had not continued. The deal hadn't been completed. Now Shaul has revealed to League Express that both Hull and Trinity experienced a change of head coaching, with Tony Smith joining the Black and Whites and Mark Applegarth being appointed to Wakefield. Saw that this move didn't come to fruition and it fell through. I didn't have any other offers in Super League because that move to Wakefield was practically a done one, Shaul told League Express. Then the new coach, Mark Applegarth, said he didn't want to sign me as he wanted to recruit in other positions first. Then I went back to Hull, and I've still got a year on my contract here. Shaul was a player that Wakefield definitely wanted last year, as Michael Carter had, as we know, started out a deal, but it was left to the head coach to make his decision over signings, and they moved on. However, since moving back to the MKM Stadium for pre-season training, Shaul has explained that he has been working under new head coach Tony Smith and loving every minute of it, despite the coach being the head coach of bitter rivals Hull KR in 2022 too. I'm loving learning from him, Tony Smith. He's given me a new lease of life, the Hull fullback added. It's the best I've felt in about 4 years. Best he's felt in 4 years. Ouch, baby. Ouch. That's a nice little jab at his previous coaches in the last period that he's mentioned. Whether it was a good thing, whether it was a jab at a coach or not, I'm just speculating at this point. But if he's happy, and that's what he needs to do, hopefully he needs to keep contentment going and produce the form that got him accolades in his past whole career. After a strong start to his Hull FC career in 2013, he was handed a new 5-year contract to stay with the club, and Shaul was the starting fullback for the team's Challenge Cup final defeat against Wigan Warriors in that year. In 2016, he became the important part of Hull's success, scoring the winning try in the 2016 Challenge Cup final win over Warrington Wolves. He then joined 5 of his teammates in the Super League Dream Team of that year as well, him being the best fullback in the competition. He once again won the Challenge Cup in 2017 as Hull defeated Wigan Warriors by a score of 18 points to 14 to win their second cup in as many years, the first time Hull have ever done this. He's also represented England Knights and was selected to play for England against France in 2018 at Leeds Sports Village. It's another season to go in 2023, and he's looking to create some more memories for the club. And finally, we turn our attention to Wakefield Trinity, as head coach Mark Applegarth believes Wakefield Trinity have got the balance right during the off-season after adding 4 new signings in the mid-season recruits and emerging talent that is already coming to the club. Trinity have avoided a relegation in the final weeks of last season and have signed 4 players off the back of that, with Morgan Smith, Kevin Proctor, Renouf Atoni and Samisoni Langi arriving at the Bellevue. Applegarth has strengthened the areas of the squad he identified for improvement while staying within the club's budget. Referencing Jaime Shaul in the movements of the club during the off-season, Applegarth said, "Shaul is a prime example of that. Would you have Jaime Shaul in your squad? Yes, but it would be a luxury compared to some of the areas we needed to strengthen. I am pretty happy with our business. Proctor and Wren definitely add some muscle to the pack. Then you look at Lange. who for me over the last 2 or 3 years has been one of the best performers in Super League in the position he's played. You look at his versatility as well, and he's a quality addition to our squad, and would be quality addition to any squad in Super League. The board has been excellent in backing me. I'll be honest, when Langekit became available, I thought we'd spent our lot, but out the board with Michael Carter, Chief Executive, leading the charge, we're great at negotiating that and getting it sorted. In this off-season, there are only 2 clubs that have signed less players than Wakefield Trinity, and those are St Helens and Wigan, the last season's top 2. But Applegarth is pointed to Wakefield's early business in 2022. He also expects some clubs' youngsters to add a freshness to the squad next season as well. Applegarth added, George Tofua is like having a new player. He's been great in pre-season. Josh Bolden has been outstanding. He's a real quality professional who seems to go under the radar. His pedigree is unbelievable. Rob Butler is having a big pre-season as well. He's got a point to prove to a few and is looking good. These 3 definitely do feel like new signings, and then we've got Big Sam Esse, who looks like he's ready to rip up a few trees. That stint at Featherstone did him a lot of good. Harry Bowes is looking good at 9. He's chomping at the bit, looking to force himself into one of those hooking spots. Of course, any head coach will be looking to talk up his squad before the season begins, but something tells me that this season will be a repeat of previous seasons, or even possibly worse. Wakefield have lost quite a bit of quality. I know they've got quality in the likes of Mason Lino, but their halfback combinations, sure, they have got the quality, the depth in forcing their team up the field. Maybe completely wrong, but I don't know. Probably one of the weaker halfback pairings in the competition. We'll have to wait and see. First few games will shape that up, but then again, Wakefield have been good historically after Magic. It's going to be an interesting season for Wakefield, and a long one, and a quiet one, with 2 stands closed for the foreseeable while they're being redeveloped. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's all open for business. You, me, everyone else, discussing the growth of Rugby League, what needs to grow about it. There's a lot to go through. Jaime Shaul on the Wakefield deal was all but done, but the coach changes his mind. Applegarth thinking that he needs to go for different areas instead. He explains that. And also Trbojevic. How long will he be out with his latest injury? It'll be a tough one. Will he be ready for the 2023 NRL season? Anyway, comment section's open, be respectful, but I'd like to hear from you. I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the best to please share this video worldwide and get the conversation going. But I will see you in the next episode, and thank you so much for watching.